I wanted to show you guys this too this morning. So I saw this POL pop, right? This thing ran up, and again, VWAP, VWAP came up, broke, VWAP, and now it's riding. This is what I wanted to show you guys. This is so critical all the time. This is going to save your asses constantly. Double tops, double bottoms, triple tops, triple bottoms. You hear me talk about them all day, every day, and how to trade off them. The other big major thing to this is not only are we trading right when it touches these areas so we can ride them down, but what a lot of times will happen is you don't realize it because you guys will get FOMO, fear of missing out, is if you don't see where this was, and this was driving to the top, and you just blindly bought in, then it knife drops, right? Now, this one's easy because you can see it all on the same screen. The problem we run into is if this was previous day or previous day high or pre-market high, and you didn't realize you were on a double top, and you're sitting here buying up here, and maybe over here, right, is where it touched and came down, and you weren't looking over here. All you saw is, yeah, this is flying up. This is awesome. And you get in a knife drop and go, every time I get in, it goes against me. It's because you're just not paying attention. That's all that really is. Right here. Look how close this is. This is a double top. Can everybody see this? So let's say you weren't looking at this area and you were buying in and you're like, oh, this is good. It popped above VWAP. It touched. I'm going to get into this thing. You get in it late and you get in somewhere in here and then you're like, oh, man. That's because all you needed to do was back out to right there. Right there. It's going to tell you where we're going to start to run into a problem, right? Let's see, ICCM. Oh, here it is again. Look, we're back down here on VWAP. You guys see this? So we're right here again down by VWAP. We'll see if this is going to have a bounce again. You can see right here, it came down. Then it had a long candle back to the upside. Now, if this candle right here would have been longer than the red candle, that would have shown a sign of strength and it would have went right back to the upside, most likely, right? But you can see here that it still stair-stepped to the downside. And the candle was not bigger than the previous candle. But I'm telling you, if this candle would have been green up here and came down, that would have been a nice sign to go long. Now we're looking to see, remember, it doesn't need to be the penny. Look right here. You guys see how it's not physically touching that? This is considered VWAP, even though it's not on it. Do you guys all see that? It can touch and then bounce. But everybody's anticipating that. So some people are buying early, and this is why you see these gaps. People are considering this close enough. VWAP right here is acting as support because the market is coming down to it, which typically means it wants to bounce back to the upside. It doesn't mean it'll stay after it bounces that way, but typically it will bounce on support, and support is always underneath for my new VIP members. Okay, so this is what we call calls on support. Also, same words you'll hear me, same buzzwords is going to be long. If I say long, that just means you're buying shares. And if you hear me saying calls, these are options. So if you do options, okay, that's what this looks like. Now, if you get things like a double bottom, that's a double bottom bounce. Those are that's one of my favorite moves right there. If you guys ever hear me say puts on resistance, resistance is always to the upside. Okay, that means it's leading up to it. Well, typically when it hits level of resistance, it pulls back. And this is where I will tell you guys to put puts on resistance. Anytime you guys are doing this move, so let's look at this right here. Now this came back down here again. This is the second time. Remember, the more times it touches, the more dangerous it becomes. But scalpers, you guys could quick scalp this. And then you need to have a stop. If you are in pre-market, there are no such things as stops. So you have to do a mental stop because the system will not allow you to put it in. But if you were making this trade during the market hours, your stop would be down here, giving it a little bit of room in case candles break through, but then you're absolutely going to be shut down and stop it if it stays below V-WAP. Because if it goes below V-WAP, that is bearish. Is everybody following me?